Hello class, welcome back. In this video, we're going to write an application named SumInts that allows the user to enter any number of integers continually until the user enters 999. Display the sum of the values entered, not including 999. All right, so let's go ahead and open up Visual Studio. We're going to create a new project. It's going to be a console app. We're going to call it SumInts. And here we go. So we're going to get rid of this starter code. We are going to be using system. We're going to be using static system.console. We're going to have a class called SumInts. We're going to have a body for that class. We're going to have a main method, static void main. We're going to have a body for that. Why does it give me red squiggles? Oh, because I put a semicolon. Get rid of that semicolon. Okay, so we have our class, we have our main method. We're going to be asking our user to add numbers until they add 999, which is going to quit. So let's go ahead and get that constant integer of quit already assigned to 999. That's going to be our quit key phrase or whatever. We're going to have an integer for our sum, and that's going to start off at 0. We're going to have an integer for entry, which is what our user is going to give us. So let's go ahead and prompt our user. We're going to do a write statement. We're going to ask our user to enter a number to add to the total or enter placeholder, the quit function, to quit. We're going to put a comma and quit. So here we're asking our user to add a number for the total or enter quit to quit. Perfect. And whatever they type in is going to be assigned to entry. So entry is going to equal convert dot to int 32, whatever is in the read line. So now that we have this information, now that we have a number starting off with our user, we can go ahead and start our while loop. Anytime that you're going to be continually doing something until the user enters something to stop, that's going to be a while loop and not a for loop, at least at this point in our learning journey. So we're going to do a while loop. So we're going to do while, and our condition is going to be while entry does not equal the quit value. So as long as entry doesn't equal quit, we're going to run through this block of code over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our sum and we're going to plus equal entry. Another way to write this would be sum equals sum plus entry. Right? Either way to write that would work, but this is just easier. So I'm going to get rid of this longer version. So sum plus equals entry. And what we're going to do is we're going to let our user know what the sum currently is. So we're going to do a write statement, and we're going to say something like the sum is, put a colon, and we're going to put a placeholder 0, go outside the double quote, put a comma, and the keyword sum, or the variable name. So we're letting our user know what the sum is. And what we can do now is my favorite thing to do in all the programming world is we're going to copy this write function and entry assign function. We're going to paste it one more time down here. So then after we add the sum to the entry and let our user know what the sum is, we are going to prompt our user one more time. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy this write statement. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go outside the while loop, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to change this up just a little bit. So I'm going to do a write line at the end of it, and I'm going to do the final sum is that. So let's go ahead and run our program. Enter a number to add to the total or 999 to quit. Let's do 50. The sum is 50. Enter a number. Oh, I do not like that. I need a space there. The sum is 50. So what we're going to do is put a, let's just do right line. Let's do right lines for everything. Or not that one. Run it one more time. 50. Perfect. 50, 50, 50, 50. 999. The final sum is 250. Okay, so this works perfectly fine. This is a while loop in action. So a while loop, you have to have something to check, a condition to check first. That is why we have to get our user to type in the entry number first. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert this to use a do while loop and show you kind of the difference between the two. The function's the same mostly. So let's go ahead and change up a few things to make it a do while loop. So the first thing that I want to do is give us a little space to work with. I'm going to keep that down here. I'm not changing that. And let's go ahead and take this while header. We're going to copy it and paste it down here at the bottom. And we're going to put a semicolon at the end of it. So the difference between it being up here and being down here is that a do while loop, it will run through the body of the loop one time and then check if it needs to keep going. And so if you just put while and you don't have a semicolon and you have a body of code, it's going to run through that next body of code. But if you have your while header and a semicolon, then it's going to go back up to the keyword. I'm going to replace this with the keyword now of do. So now that it has a semicolon here, when it's processing and it reads that, it's going to come back up to do and run through the body of code one more time. This is why it's called a do while loop. And so because we have this do while loop, we can change up a few things as well. For instance, we can take this code right here and just get rid of it. Okay. We do have a red squiggle because we're trying to add nothing to 0. Can't add nothing to anything. So what we have to do is give it a value. So we're going to say that entry is going to equal 0 now. And that won't change our function at all. It'll still be the same. So let's run it as it is now. The sum is 0. So it is going to change up a little bit of how it does it. But we can add different sums to it. 999. And that works out just fine. So this is a while loop versus a do while loop. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I hope it's a concept that I'm helping you grasp. And we'll see you guys in the next video. You have a great day.